a beautiful meal. Tofu with a texture of chicken, carrot wedges, potato wedges, and broccoli, smothered in a vegan-friendly gravy. In many ways, tofu is almost the perfect plant-based food except for one major drawback. Plain tofu tastes like mud. But that is what we're here today to fix. You may ask, if plain tofu tastes like mud, why even bother with it? That question is easily answered by comparing it to other similar sources of protein on a simple cost per pound basis. The prices shown in these images, though often fluctuating, are typical of when these different meats are not on sale. Tofu is simply a healthier alternative and the least expensive of these protein choices, which can be used as an adequate recipe substitute for all of them in most cases. It just needs a bit of texture and flavor changing prep work done to it to make it more appealing. But before moving on to these processes, let's answer some of the frequently asked questions concerning tofu first. Of the common questions asked about tofu, what exactly is it and is it good for you? Let's answer the second part first. Tofu is high in protein and contains all of the essential amino acids your body needs. It also provides fats, carbs, and a wide variety of vitamins and minerals. The best way to answer the question, what is tofu, is to describe what it is made of and how it is made. Tofu, or bean curd, is a popular food derived from soya. It is made by curdling fresh soya milk, pressing it into a solid block, and then cooling it in much the same way that traditional dairy cheese is made by curdling and solidifying dairy milk. And probably the most important question people ask about tofu, is it healthier than meat? It is actually healthier than meat in the sense that the soy it is made from provides an excellent source of protein, fiber, vitamins, and minerals without the cholesterol and saturated fat found in meat. Tofu comes in different types based on firmness, but for our purposes we will be using extra firm exclusively, simply because it holds together well through the demands of the various recipes we will be using it in.
I'm going to prepare this to be used in a stir fry and in an air fryer. One package in a stir fry, one package in an air fryer. And the goal now is to prepare it by getting as much of the moisture out of it as you possibly can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain these packages. I'm going to press the moisture out of them for about half an hour. Then I'm going to freeze them overnight. Then I'm going to put them through the same process again tomorrow.
And then proceed from there. I don't have a tofu press, so I'm just using a Dutch oven weighted with some cans here. After half an hour, I put it back into its own package, which I've dried out. I'll put it into a Ziploc bag. Get all the air out of it, and then it goes into the freezer. And I'll do the same thing to it again tomorrow. So we take it out of the freezer. We're going to go through the same process again, but this time around there won't be near as much fluid in it, though it still will have some moisture. We'll do exactly the same thing we did before, and we'll leave that for 20 minutes to half an hour. After our time is up, we have reduced the moisture content, which in turn has changed the texture, making it ready to absorb a marinade of our choosing. So now we can cut it into suitable morsel sizes for the air fryer. And I know what thickness I want. Now it is time to move on to the marinade, the choice of which is determined by what ingredients are on hand. So there are all my spices lined up there. Main ingredients are, I'm going to start with the soy sauce, some white wine vinegar, some maple syrup, some honey garlic, some seasoned salt, black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and some ground ginger. Checked the ingredient list and realized I forgot the sesame oil. I'll post this ingredient list again later on in the video. Meanwhile, I'll mix the ingredients on this list in a repurposed peanut butter jar, then pour it into the Ziploc bag containing the newly processed tofu morsels to marinate for a couple of hours, turning it at the halfway point. Drain the marinade from the bag, and I've added a couple teaspoons of cornstarch and just toss it in the bag to mix it up. Simplest way to get it in, and next it goes into the air fryer. You can see them here in the accessory basket of the air fryer. Here I will cook them for 18 minutes, then rotate them and cook them for another 5 minutes. So, what does it look like? Oh, that's delicious. You see the texture, how the texture is very similar to chicken now. It's crunchy and it's flavorful.
That's actually really good.
So now I have just 3 pieces of it left. Everything else was eaten up. This is a good chance to take a really good look at it. Now you can see how the color, how the marinade has soaked into it. And you can see how the color has changed. It can be used in a number of ways. It doesn't have to be in a meal with gravy. Cut into slices and put on a salad. It's actually quite delicious, really. Taking another close-up look, you see why it absorbs the flavor. And that's from the drying out process, taking the time to prep it before use. I'm going to wrap it up here. We'll take a look at using tofu in a wok stir fry in a future video. But for now, thank you for watching, and as always, I hope to see you next time.
When the stars won't shine for you, and your dreams turn black and blue, on those dark nights you'll be alright, I'll be right there with you. Together we'll see it through. When the stars won't shine for you, and your dreams turn black and blue, on those dark nights you'll be alright, I'll be right there with you. Together we'll see it through.